The sun was setting over the small village by the sea, casting a warm orange glow over the thatched roofs of the houses. The smell of fresh rice and seaweed wafted through the air, making everyone's stomach growl with hunger. In a small cottage near the beach, Urashima Taro, a young fisherman, was getting ready for his evening meal. His mother, a kind and gentle woman, was cooking in the kitchen, her hands moving deftly as she prepared the day's catch. Urashima Taro was a handsome young man with a strong build and a quick smile. He had spent the day out at sea, his small boat bobbing up and down on the waves as he pulled in a bounty of fresh fish. As he washed his hands and face, he felt the cool water refreshing his skin, and he couldn't help but feel grateful for the simple pleasures in life. His mother called out to him, "Taro, come and eat, your dinner is ready." He sat down at the low table, and his mother served him a steaming bowl of rice and fish, with a side of pickled seaweed. As they ate, they talked about their day, Urashima Taro telling his mother about the big catch he had made, and the beautiful sea creatures he had seen. His mother listened with a warm smile, her eyes shining with pride. After dinner, they sat on the veranda, watching the stars begin to twinkle in the night sky. The sound of the waves gently lapping against the shore created a soothing melody, and Urashima Taro felt his eyelids growing heavy. His mother noticed and said, "Taro, why don't you take a walk on the beach before bed? The fresh air will do you good." Urashima Taro nodded, and stood up, stretching his arms and arching his back. He walked down to the beach, feeling the soft sand between his toes, and the cool breeze in his hair. The moon was full, casting a silver glow over the sea, and Urashima Taro felt as though he was walking on a path of moonlight. As he walked, he noticed a strange object washing up on the shore. It was a small, delicate box, made of a material he had never seen before. He picked it up, feeling the smooth surface, and the intricate carvings that adorned it. Suddenly, he heard a faint cry, like the sound of a bird, but it was coming from the box. Urashima Taro's curiosity was piqued, and he wondered what could be inside the mysterious box. The sound of the waves and the cry from the box seemed to be lulling him into a peaceful state, and Urashima Taro felt his heart slowing down, his breathing becoming deeper. He stood there, frozen in time, the only sound being the gentle lapping of the waves against the shore. The moon was shining down on him, casting a silver glow over the sea, and Urashima Taro felt as though he was in a dream world, where nothing could disturb him. The cry from the box grew fainter, and Urashima Taro felt his eyes growing heavy, as though he was being pulled into a deep sleep. He stood there, the box still clutched in his hand, the sound of the waves and the moonlight casting a spell of peace and tranquility over him. And as he stood there, the world around him began to slow down, the stars twinkling like diamonds in the sky, the sea whispering its secrets to the shore. The world around Urashima Taro grew quieter, as if the very sea and sky were holding their breath. The cry from the box had stopped, and the only sound was the gentle lapping of the waves against the shore. Urashima Taro's eyes grew heavier, and he felt himself swaying gently in the breeze. Suddenly, he heard the soft crunch of footsteps on the sand behind him. He turned to see a figure approaching, a woman with long, flowing hair and a white kimono that shone like the moon. She smiled at Urashima Taro, and he felt a sense of calm wash over him. "Who are you?" Urashima Taro asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "I am a traveler," the woman replied, "and I have been watching you from afar. You have a kind heart, Urashima Taro, and I sense that you are curious about the world." Urashima Taro nodded, feeling a sense of wonder at the woman's words. She reached out and took the box from his hand, and Urashima Taro felt a sense of loss, as if he was giving up a precious treasure. But the woman's touch was gentle, and she smiled at him as she opened the box. Inside, Urashima Taro saw a soft, white feather and a small, shimmering pearl. The woman took out the feather and held it up to the moonlight, and Urashima Taro saw that it was glowing with a soft, ethereal light. "This is a feather from the wings of a crane," the woman said, "and it holds the power of peace and tranquility." Urashima Taro felt a sense of awe at the woman's words, and he reached out to touch the feather. As he did, he felt a sense of calm wash over him, and his heart grew lighter. The woman smiled and handed him the pearl, and Urashima Taro felt a sense of wonder at its beauty. "This is a pearl from the depths of the ocean," the woman said, "and it holds the power of wisdom and clarity." Urashima Taro felt a sense of gratitude towards the woman, and he thanked her for the gifts. The woman smiled and bowed, and Urashima Taro felt a sense of respect towards her. As they stood there, the moon shining down on them, Urashima Taro felt a sense of connection to the woman, and to the world around him. The sea and sky seemed to be at peace, and Urashima Taro felt his heart filling with a sense of wonder and awe. The woman turned to leave, and Urashima Taro watched as she walked away, her white kimono shining like the moon. He felt a sense of sadness at her departure, but he knew that he would never forget the gifts she had given him. As he stood there, the pearl and feather still clutched in his hand, Urashima Taro felt the world around him growing quieter, the stars twinkling like diamonds in the sky. He took a deep breath, feeling the cool night air fill his lungs, and he knew that he was at peace. The sea whispered its secrets to the shore, and Urashima Taro felt his heart slowing down, his breathing becoming deeper. He closed his eyes, feeling the weight of the pearl and feather in his hand, and he let the peacefulness of the night wash over him. The world around him grew darker, and Urashima Taro felt himself being pulled into a deep sleep, the sound of the waves and the moonlight casting a spell of peace and tranquility over him. As he slept, the stars shone down on him, and the sea whispered its secrets to the shore, and Urashima Taro felt his heart filling with a sense of wonder and awe. The night air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the sound of crickets provided a soothing background melody. Urashima Taro's sleep was deep and peaceful, and he felt his body and mind rejuvenating with each passing moment. The world around him was at peace, and Urashima Taro was one with the universe, his heart filled with a sense of calm and tranquility. The night wore on, and the stars continued to shine down on Urashima Taro. The sound of the waves gently lapping at the shore created a soothing melody that seemed to lull the world into a deep sleep. The crickets' chirping grew softer, and the scent of blooming flowers filled the air, sweet and gentle. Urashima Taro's breathing was slow and peaceful, his chest rising and falling with a calm rhythm. His hand, still clutching the pearl and feather, lay relaxed at his side. As the hours passed, the world around him grew quieter. The wind died down, and the trees stood still, their leaves motionless. The sea, too, seemed to be sleeping, its waves gentle and slow. The moon, now high in the sky, cast a silver glow over the landscape, illuminating the peaceful scene. Urashima Taro's face, relaxed in sleep, shone with a soft, serene light. In the distance, a bird sang a soft, melancholy song. Its melody was like a gentle breeze on a summer's day, soothing and calming. The bird's voice grew fainter, and soon it was silent, leaving only the sound of the waves and the distant hum of a night insect. The world was at peace, and Urashima Taro was at its center, his heart filled with a sense of calm and tranquility. As the night wore on, the stars began to fade, and the sky grew lighter. The moon, now a silver crescent, hung low in the sky, casting a gentle glow over the landscape. The sea, still and quiet, reflected the sky's peacefulness, its surface unbroken by even a single ripple. Urashima Taro's sleep grew deeper, his body and mind rejuvenated by the peacefulness of the night. The world around him was still, the only sound the gentle lapping of the waves against the shore. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the sky was a soft, serene blue. Urashima Taro's hand, still clutching the pearl and feather, lay motionless at his side. His face, relaxed in sleep, shone with a soft, peaceful light. As the sun began to rise, the world around Urashima Taro grew even quieter. The stars had faded, and the moon was a distant memory. The sea, still and calm, reflected the sky's peacefulness, its surface unbroken by even a single ripple. Urashima Taro's sleep was deep and peaceful, his body and mind rejuvenated by the calm of the night. The world around him was at peace, and Urashima Taro was one with the universe, his heart filled with a sense of calm and tranquility. In the end, there was only silence. The world around Urashima Taro was still, the sea and sky at peace. The pearl and feather, still clutched in his hand, seemed to glow with a soft, gentle light. Urashima Taro's face, relaxed in sleep, shone with a soft, serene smile. The world was at peace, and Urashima Taro was at its center, his heart filled with a sense of calm and tranquility. And in that peacefulness, everything came to a slow, gentle stop.